Okay, who here hasn't been to space? Why? You better not throw up on my ship.
Approaching jump in 3, 2, 1.
What's up and what's going on, fellow fanatics? Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we discuss all things movies, TV, streaming, hot topics, and more. And it has felt like I have been out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe for too long. I mean, Ms. Marvel did happen, but that was what, 2-3 weeks ago, and it just like there's been a missing void in my life since the MCU has not been putting out movies and shows. So I'm so glad.
We're disappointed.
Yeah, the disappointment of fucking Thor. So I'm so glad that we are back here in the MCU. We are back with She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters. I cannot wait to see this. So far, the trailers for me and I'm assuming for Q2 they've been fun. I mean, it's something that I'm looking forward to. Now, there have been things out there online from people that have seen this episode already and have said some things, and we're going to get into that after this. After we watch this, we're going to get into that and we'll give you guys our thoughts. So I'm going to shut up. We're going to get right into this, and we hope you guys enjoy our reaction.
The defendant used their limitless resources for financial gain at the expense of public safety, causing the deaths of innocent people. They did this because they believed they would not be held accountable. That their power shielded them from very real consequences.
And you win the case. And you are not helpful here at all. I will kill you and Jen will prosecute.
Only because it's a conflict of interest, not because I condone murder.
You're gonna listen to a paralegal over another lawyer?
Man, I almost cried during parts of it. Now you just have to top it off with a savage Jen Walters look.
What? I don't have a savage Jen Walters look. It's true. I am a Hulk. And I'm guessing you're not going to be able to focus on this fun lawyer show until you know all about that.
Something different in the MCU, though. I love it.
That was the longest answer to what...
Cheetos and chopsticks?
Yes, so you don't get Cheetos fingers.
Shit, that is smart.
Okay, so...
My mom put gloves on, so she don't get those shit like under her nails. Like, I know hella women that...
He becomes Captain America, and from that moment on, a symbol of America, he is rushed to the front lines, he becomes a war hero, then he is frozen in ice.
Right. All you're doing is repeating everything that I've already told you about my friend and colleague.
Obviously, Captain America was a virgin.
Look out! Inhibitor. Jen, get away from me. I'm bleeding. Get away.
Oh, that's how they do it.
Oh, girl, what happened to you?
Who did this to you?
Are you okay?
Okay, no judgments, but whoever did this to you does not care about you.
I have to call my cousin to get me. Can I borrow somebody's phone?
Oh, yeah, girl. Here you go.
What's your name?
I think my boyfriend's just...
Oh, come on. Where are you going? Let us keep you
Hey, we're just being friendly.
Why do they do these? These are so cringy. This is like the one in Ms. Marvel.
Beto, it's a little cringy outside the bar.
Is this that island bar? Whatever.
Hello?
No, that's an Ultron bot's head. We've been seeing a lot of Ultron.
We're getting more of it in next What If, too.
I know. We've been seeing a lot of Ultron. I mean, hell, they used him on that cruise scene.
This is where I spent the blip fixing myself and integrating the Hulk banner identities.
In this tiny beach house lab.
Yeah. Tony built it for me a few years ago. Tony Stark.
Oh, interesting. That's interesting. Very.
Did we hit a spaceship?
Yeah, Sakaran Class A courier craft. They're probably trying to deliver a message. I gotta get to the bottom of that. You know, weird stuff just kind of...
There it is.
I have been analyzing your blood, and the way it synthesized gamma, I was able to use it to completely heal my arm.
Oh.
Oh.
Because I'm better than you?
It's just basically different. In conclusion, my arm is healed, and now I'm able to be my fully integrated self again.
Smug.
Well, there goes all the theories that everybody
I was gonna
had.
say that in what, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Just got my own office. I have
Jen,
business
this is
cards.
it. There is no going back to what you were before. Oh, wait. You stay here until you figure out how to control your Hulk self. This is a multi-year journey you're about to embark on coming to terms with being the Hulk. I traced all of my steps through my evolution. I never thought that it would end up being a syllabus, but here we are.
I don't like the gray streaks in Hulk's hair. That might be a nitpick, but I don't like that.
I don't know, just standing wearing any type of shirt kind of pisses me off.
That's why I can't wait for this to just revert him
My
back.
nigga is in a Hanes zip-up.
Triggers are anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing.
All right, then, let's try this.
Kind of feels like if I don't transform, I'm gonna die. Do you have a plan B for that?
Nope.
It's gonna kill me? Come on! What if this doesn't...
Data!
You psychopath!
Yes, yes. No, easy, girl. Easy.
I don't like that.
Wait, you're still Jen? Right now?
Yeah?
You're the only one in there?
As far as I can tell.
This is huge, Jen. I think I'm jealous. Is that what I'm feeling? Bruh.
These niggas got a Hulk scene.
Yeah, they are doing Hulk bad. Damn.
The first time, it was so intense I could barely remember what was happening, but now it's like... it settled in.
Well,
How do I turn back into Jen? How did you do it?
usually I'd fall out of a jet, or I'd get knocked out by a robot, and I'd wake up as Banner. Or Natasha, for a little while, would tell me a lullaby.
Walk me through how that worked again.
I don't have a great explanation for it.
Wow.
Seems like the common thread, though, is
Wow.
Just regular anger means death and destruction for everything and everyone around you. And I'm telling you, when people start seeing you as a monster that never goes away.
Did they not get the CGI together completely?
Jeez, what the hell, man?
Who's your best friend?
Nikki.
Spandex. Spandex is your best friend.
A real life pretty in my sandbox. I can't help I was born like this. Ain't my fault that
There's gonna be some post-credit scene where that shit's just flying somewhere and lands somewhere.
I've been saying it, Marvel needs to do a series about regular civilians and shit just happens to them because of the Avengers.
causing a commotion.
Ground pound.
It's easy.
I'm coming in.
Like, all I've been doing is showing you the downsides of being a Hulk, but there are a few upsides. Our bodies metabolize alcohol that we can drink so much and not get drunk.
That's impressive.
Yeah, me and Tony. Well, Tony mostly drank, just sat around like, complaining about Steve.
Oh, Steve.
This was doing the... Shit, I'm more interested in that right now. Talk about that more.
But being a superhero is a trial by fire.
Bruce, I'm not going to be a superhero. Great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time. When I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me. So all of this just feels like projecting a lot of shit onto me.
See.
No, I'm doing this.
Okay, this is completely new territory. You're now a superhero. And who's gonna protect the world if it isn't people like us?
Are you quoting a comic book right now?
I'm serious.
You're not the only one!
What, you think you can just say a bunch of mean things like that and then take off?
Yes!
For the record, I really didn't want to do this.
My bro got human lips.
That's all you got?
Bro, she's working that dick.
Yeah!
So if you want to go back to your life as a lawyer, I respect that.
Thanks. He doesn't mean that. Basically, I was right and Bruce was wrong, and I never have to be a Hulk. Okay, so now I'm gonna go win this case. Lawyer show.
They knew Annalise Keating versus She-Hulk. Annalise would eat her ass up.
Boy.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Oh, it better not cut here. We better at least see.
No, do your thing.
Right now in front of everybody?
Yes.
Who the hell are you? Jennifer Walters, attorney at law.
Well, that was underwhelming. It's not at all what I wanted.
I'm ready to give my closing argument now.
Tatiana Maslany is great, for sure.
It's just so sad. Steve Rogers did so much for his country and he never got to experience sex. Did you see that ass? Like, that ass did not deserve to die a virgin.
Steve Rogers is not a virgin. He lost his virginity to a girl in 1943 on the USO tour.
I knew it.
You're not drunk?
Captain America! Fuck!
Well, it's suggesting Infinity War. There's a reason. Well.
This nigga, bro.
I'm keeping this in. I'm not cutting that.
I almost fell off my fucking chair. The fuck are you doing?
I don't know. Okay. We got Jennifer Walters right up front. I've been waiting for She-Hulk. As you know, I've said in past videos that we've done that At first I wasn't anticipating it when they announced it, but after seeing trailers and things like that, it looked fun, and it was like it was going to be all this. Well, we do know that a few days ago, critics or whoever, the select special few got to see the first 4 episodes. And getting to see the first 4 episodes, the reviews were great. People were saying that it's this, it's that, it's fun, it's, you know, all these different things. But then this episode came out, and the general audience got to see it, and the Twitter reviews from audiences haven't been as kind. People have not been liking what they've been seeing from She-Hulk so far. And I'll personally say, for me, I liked this episode. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. If I'm going to give it a score, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It was meh.
Yeah.
It was meh. It wasn't like it was like, this is one of the best. Because I saw that. People were saying, you know, during the initial first 4 reviewing episodes that the special group got to see, people were saying it's one of the best first episodes in the MCU. But Paul, over at Heavy Spoilers, if you know his YouTube channel, he said that it was an underwhelming first episode for him. He said he thinks it was quite possibly the worst Marvel I won't give it that, but Marvel first episode. But it is frustrating just because the advertisement and the ads and things like that were kind of, I mean, obviously there's 8 more episodes.
Yeah.
So we're going to see all that stuff. But it's just like, you know, I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest. Let's just call a spade a spade. Marvel shows aren't, the Disney Plus shows aren't hitting.
No.
They're not hitting. Outside of, for me, really something that I just absolutely love, I can go back and watch WandaVision. Outside of that, and I'm not slighting Loki. But outside of those 2, it's just like the Marvel shows are not hitting. I don't know, but you see this episode, you see some of the reviews that we've been seeing. What do you think of? What do you give She-Hulk this first episode?
No, like you said, I personally liked it. I'm just a little, like you said, I'm personally confused on the direction and the audience of it, just based on a first episode perspective. Like, usually when I watch a first episode, I can usually tell like where they want to go and everything, but I don't know how they're going to develop her or what they're going to switch up about Bruce or anything, because if they keep the Hulk like that, I'll say one thing, that was the worst part about the episode.
That was the absolute worst part.
His dialogue, his everything.
It's
just not what I want. Yeah, I was about to say, it's played out. It's not funny anymore. Like, I personally just don't want it anymore. So, I mean, I'm not saying everyone has to have that opinion. That's just really my personal opinion.
Right.
I feel like a couple of people probably will share it with me. But as for Jennifer Walters and everything, I mean, they handled her origin well. I mean, it didn't take too long. I mean, it's not straight source material accurate and everything, but it's easy to understand.
It's an adaptation, right?
I was about to say, it's easy to understand for everyone who watches the MCU, which is, I'm pretty sure, what they wanted it to be. Even kids can understand it. They got in a car crash, his blood got in her blood, and boom. Like, it's just that simple. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, I don't have anything negative to say about it. I mean, I'm excited. I'm still excited to watch the next 7 episodes or whatever.
Right, so am I, and you know, and I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I'm giving it a 7, and it's not because, and I want to actually show that, it's not because of this at all. It has nothing to do with this, at all. This, and it has nothing to do with this at all. People out there saying like, yeah, it's people, people being fragile, males being fragile. You've got people out there making things like this, and there are YouTubers out there.
I don't fuck with the male character in this fucking show and what they're doing to him. Not
right.
Jennifer.
Right, not Jennifer. And
I love what they did with her first episode. I didn't mind at all.
Dope.
Like, I like the way that she's gonna be able to like have those serious tones and then those little joke tones and everything, like dick move, just shit like that. Those little comments that she can say to us and everything, like, he didn't mean that. Like,
right, yeah.
But then she's also gonna have those serious tones and everything. So I mean, it's a little corny, the first episode was, but I personally don't mind it. Maybe it's just how much I miss the MCU and everything, and how much I want to hear her story and see her story develop. But it has nothing to do with that. 'Cause I don't like what they're doing with the Hulk.
Yeah, that's what that is.
I mean, nothing to do with anything about
nothing
sex.
of that. Nothing of that. And so that's what I'm saying. I'm not one of those people that's saying, any of that. I'm not one of those people that's saying, bring Tony and Steve back. I'm not one of those people, one of those fans saying, this is not my Marvel. Not one of those fans out there saying the MCU. It's none of that. What I'm simply saying is it's just that. First of all, you have to understand this show has been reworked and reworked and reworked and reworked and reworked, and we see that. That's Marvel's formula. We see that every time. Why do you think that there's so many leaks when it comes to Marvel's anything? Marvel's anything that Marvel's doing. There's so many leaks. Why? Because Marvel. When I'm talking about with shows like movies and shows, before they come out, we knew damn near everything about Multiverse of Madness. Before No Way Home came out, we knew damn near everything about it because of leaks. And these leaks come out because Marvel constantly shows different screenings. Constantly. Why are they showing these different screenings? Because when they showed when they showed Doctor Strange the first time, people hated it. So they went back and reworked it until they got it to where they wanted it. I damn guarantee you this first episode was reworked so many times because Jennifer Gao, who is the head writer of She-Hulk, said, and I don't know if she's ever going to work with Marvel again, but just from comments that she's made, I don't...
Probably not.
She said that, Marvel was... Every time she'd come up, they'd cut something. They'd no, you can't do this. I want to make sure I get exactly what she said. She said they kept cutting out a bunch of stuff and asking to do more Jennifer scenes because they couldn't do a lot of CGI She-Hulk. So, from what I'm assuming from that is we're going to see more Jen than we see her as She-Hulk. And I'm assuming too from that she kept, and we did hear earlier from the head writers, and this is not something that I'm assuming that would prevent Jennifer Gao from wanting to come back, but that they wanted to use Spider-Man in this, and they were told the writers were told they couldn't use Spider-Man. They were told that they could use. They said that they were surprised with how many characters they were able to use, and they said they were bummed out when they found out Spider-Man wasn't one of them. So with what I'm saying with that is just with her, I wonder what are the things that they wanted to do that were cut. That Marvel said no.
Versus what's actually getting shown.
Right. That's what I'm saying about things being reworked and things being redone and all that kind of stuff. So it's none of that. It's not the MCU or any of that stuff. And then you got this. I wouldn't even want to talk about this, but this was funny. Somebody said the She-Hulk is out now. That's them preparing for the stunt.
Like dead ass.
Oh, okay. I thought that was somebody making fun of that. Let me see.
And that, oh my god, that fight scene, and like you said, just so underwhelming.
Yeah, it was underwhelming. And
that's the one thing I hope we don't get from that is just a bunch of underwhelming shit until the finale, and then they leave us on a cliffhanger. I don't know. I actually want the show to be good.
Right. And, what was I out there? Yeah, that was something else I was going to say, too, on the reworking stuff. There is a group out there that believes that there is a Taika cut of Thor: Love and Thunder. No. There's no Taika cut. What you got is what you got.
That was Taika's cut right
there.
That
was Taika's cut right there. What you got is what you got. They reworked. I damn guarantee you, before... If that is the best version.
No, I was gonna say if there was a Taika cut, he wouldn't have came out and said I'm not showing unreleased scenes, deleted scenes and shit like that because there's a reason they didn't make them in the movie.
Yep.
So the final product was Taika's cut. It just wasn't fucking good.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't good at all. And I was just saying this morning too. After reading some of the Twitter reviews and things like that, I think it's also. We've been so spoiled by Marvel that we forget how hard it is. I mean, I've not worked in Hollywood, obviously, but I know it's not easy to make a fucking good movie. I know it's not easy to make a fucking good show. How many TV shows are out there that you can really put in there an S tier level? How many movies are out there that you can put in great movies? I'm not talking that's my favorite movie. I'm talking everyone universally agreeing that is a great film, and I think we've been spoiled by Marvel with that. We expect, we forget sometimes that it's hard to make a great show. It's hard to make a great film. It's hard to capture everyone and, please the comic book fans, but also please the normal fans. Just at work today, normal fans that I work with were saying, I'm not interested in She-Hulk. I don't want to watch She-Hulk. The trailers didn't interest me in wanting to watch She-Hulk. And I asked one of the girls, I said, are you just not interested? The trailers didn't interest you in it? Are you not interested in She-Hulk? She's like, no, I'm interested in She-Hulk. Of course, I'm interested in a badass, powerful woman superhero. She said, she's like, but when I watched those trailers, it just threw me off. She's like, it just seems like it's going to be more of a lawyer show. And it is. Yeah. It is going to be a lawyer show. But I will say this to people out there, and I said this to her too. I encourage you to watch She-Hulk. And the reason I'm encouraging everyone to watch She-Hulk is just simply because, one, when you see these trailers opposed to, and just even in this episode, the connective tissue to the wider MCU. We mentioned Sakaar. We mentioned Tony. We saw the Ultron bot. We mentioned Captain Steve Rogers. We saw, hell, we even saw a ship from Sakaar. Yep. We mentioned the Avengers. They were just... We mentioned Natasha, the Lullaby, all the connective tissue. Yeah, there was just connective tissue to the wider MCU, and that doesn't stop there. Just from what we've seen in trailers, we're going to see Daredevil. You're going to get to see Wong. We're going to get to see Blonsky. We know that all that's coming. So that's why I say, a lot of people have been saying too, well, for the people that got to see the 4 episodes, they say it starts slow, but it builds. So maybe this is going to be one of those things where it, hopefully, prayerfully, it really does build, and we get to see exactly... what the show was going to be.
For a 30-minute intro, it wasn't bad. It really wasn't. Like, I feel like it captured the purpose of what it needed to do, if that's all it was, like a 30-minute intro and like that. I just feel like it was... I personally have the opinion that a little bit of the dialogue and even a couple of the action scenes were just a little corny, but... Yeah. Other than that, nothing else. It wasn't bad. And by corny, I'm not even talking about her. I'm talking about Hulk. Like, strictly him.
Yeah, strictly Hulk. No. He was very corny. It was very... I'm like I said so many times.
I don't know if they're trying to make him for the kids, but I just wish they go back to the big green nigga behind me.
Yeah. And it's like I've been saying in all of our previous She-Hulk reaction videos. I hope we get away from this smart Hulk shit. It's played out. It's done. The Russo brothers, said
his arm is healed.
Yeah, they just didn't know what to do with him. That's why they made him smart. It's okay, cool. We did it. It's done. I'm sick of it. And in this episode, it was extremely annoying. It was extremely corny. I may be nitpicking. This may be pissing people off. I'm not saying I hated the show because I hated the episode. I didn't. I did not. Me giving it a 7, me giving it critiques is not me hating it. It's me just being a fan and looking at what I'm watching. It's me observing. It's me giving my critique. You can give yours. I'm just saying I'm so played out with the smart Hulk.
Something I didn't enjoy is Morbius, because I didn't watch the shit.
Right.
Like, we're sitting in here watching this shit. Like, we come here planning to react to it and everything. So we enjoy this show. Like, we enjoy most Marvel shit. And so it's just we're always going to critique it because they do have issues and stuff in their content. So, which is nothing wrong with that. That's subjective. As I'm saying that, like, some people would say all their stuff is perfect, and I couldn't argue with them. I could, but couldn't change their mind if that's what they really think. So
and then too, like I said, I'm not gonna judge the show off of one episode. I'm just saying first impressions are lasting impressions, and word of mouth is just as important. Especially with TV shows, and now you've got to think about this. I don't understand too. I think I said this before we filmed. I don't understand why they only released 1 episode. I think they should have released at least 2, just because now you've got, and I'm not saying everyone, but you're gonna have people word of mouth talking about, the episode was 9. It's 9.
That's right. So you got 9 weeks now, though.
Yeah.
9 Thursdays.
Yeah.
You could have released 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you did with WandaVision. I don't think they did with Loki, but with WandaVision they did when that was at least 9 episodes, I think. So, they could have for sure, especially considering it was probably only like 29, 28 minutes with credits and everything like that.
And that's why I said, because now you've got this whole week now till the next Thursday where people are just going to be like, eh. Like, people are going to
Was it good enough for me to wait for,
I guarantee you tomorrow at work people are going to ask me, did you watch it? Was it good? Because they haven't, they were just talking, and I'm going to be like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm like, it
Yeah,
was 7.
no.
It was, and they're gonna. That's not gonna make them want to go
Damn,
home.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, and watch it. So I'm just saying, now you've got this whole negative press. Not all negative, but people just being like, meh, about it.
Word of mouth. Yeah.
All week, the word of mouth. So that's what I'm saying. First impressions are lasting impressions, and word of mouth is just as important.
No, completely agree.
So, and last thing I'll say too is that, you know, right now the MCU is experimenting. We're seeing them try this. We're seeing them try that. You know, with making Miss Marvel a mutant. We still don't even know what that's about. You know, they're just trying a lot of different things. But with that, you also lose your quality control. And we've seen a lot of people saying, you know, it looks like it's now quality over or quantity over quality, where we're seeing Marvel throw out so many different things and the quality is declined. I mean, I think I even said it watching that is, did they finish, were the VFX effects done here? Not all scenes looked bad, but there were moments where Hulk didn't. You know, I get it. It's a TV show. There's a budget. I get it, but you know, just that's what I mean there. And is the MCU perfect? No, obviously not. So everybody's gonna have your opinion on what you thought of the show and things like that. There is one last thing I did want to talk about here. Yeah, that we know that there's more fun. So we know there's more fun stuff coming. We got Emil Blonsky still coming. We got Wong coming. We got Daredevil coming. Maybe some cameos that maybe didn't get out that we don't know about that are going to be we
could fuck around and see like Foggy or some shit.
Right, you don't know. We could see. She could be representing anyone. You know, she's even teased the idea of wanting to do screen time with Deadpool. She's talked about that this week. Tatiana Maslany has, and she also said that she would love to represent Wanda. She says she thinks that and I think that'd be pretty cool. She-Hulk should represent Wanda if Wanda was to ever go to trial for everything that she's done and Multiverse of Madness. So we know that there's more stuff coming, and as we've talked about in past videos we've done about the rumors of Scar showing up, and if Scar does show up, the implications of that leading to World War Hulk and them leaving in a post-credit scene off to Sakaar and him showing up, just a bunch of different things. So we know there's a lot of more fun things coming, and but I think at the point that Marvel's at right now is, I'm just gonna leave it at this, and I'll get your closing thoughts too. This is my closing. I think the point that Marvel's at right now is it has to be, especially with their TV shows, because as I said earlier, the TV shows, I'm gonna call a spade, they're just not hitting outside of WandaVision and Loki for me personally. There hasn't been a TV show outside of those two. Miss Marvel was good, Moon Knight was it was okay, but outside of
those two shows, are like, I can't fucking wait for next week.
Yeah,
except after WandaVision's first two.
After WandaVision's first two. But outside of those two, for me, there aren't any I'd go back and personally want to rewatch. But Steve Martin said it the best. And I think Marvel has to be so good that they can't ignore you. So be so good that, like, episode or whatever. And again, I know what I said about shows, TV, movies being hard to make. It's not easy. But I think that they need to have a show be so fucking good that people just can't ignore it.
Yeah.
Like Prey, the new Prey film that Hulu did for with the fucking Predator. Yes. Universally, everybody has said that movie's so fun. Now you've got people that are being like fragile men, on that
critical ass.
Yeah.
Like that would never.
Yeah.
Like even while I was watching, I made comments like that, but then I was like, I mean, shit, like,
yeah,
makes sense.
Like universally, people say, especially big Predator fans, like that is the best Predator film.
That was a great
film.
Right.
And it's the thing about it is everyone's talking about it. Why? Because it's so good that you can't ignore it.
Yeah.
So.
That's what character does that for Marvel right now?
There's not one. That's what I'm saying.
You don't think
so? I don't. No. There's not.
I really think they blew it with Multiverse of Madness.
Oh yeah.
I think Doctor Strange and Wanda, not one of them alone, but Doctor Strange and Wanda definitely. Yeah, I don't want to get too off subject or anything, but my closing thoughts would just be, we've honestly gotten a lot of backstory about Bruce, how he's kind of just been alone on this island, dealing with all his sorrows and everything. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like that's kind of the implication, that he needs to go find something that he's passionate about and some other people that care about him and shit. And so I really do hope that we get to see him, his story progress and everything with World War Hulk and everything, because that's probably going to be my main pinpoint this whole show, is how much that So I'm sure it's gonna happen next episode too. He's gonna have these corny lines where I'm just like, it's not needed. But
Yeah.
But it's like I can't blame the writers because that's the Hulk they were given, and so it's like I can blame them if they don't change him in the end though. So that's my.
And last thing, I'll show this too because this is what Q was talking about when Q said, "I wonder where that rock landed."
I'm telling you, bro, there's gonna be a post-credit scene where that fucking giant ass rock is just landing in some big ass building. Like
the thing said a random a random Mexican down in the MCU when a giant fucking rock comes out of nowhere.
That shows a meteor, bro. Like that big ass rock.
That's stupid. Okay, that's funny. But anyway, as always, question is for you guys. Let us know down below what you guys thought of this first episode. What would you rank it out of 1 to 10 there? And I'm gonna do a poll here. I wish this was live and we had a real poll, but I'm gonna do a poll here down below in the comments. Let us know. Was it good for you? Was it okay for you? Was it was it I hated it? Let us know down below in the comments what you thought of this episode of She-Hulk. As again, for us, for me, for Q, I'm assuming too, it was a 7. It was okay. Yeah, it wasn't like the best thing. Yeah, 6, 7.
Just because I can expect so much better from it. I can expect an 8, 9, and even a 10 episode from She-Hulk.
Right. Yeah. So and like I said, we got more fun things coming, and we all know that. So let us know down below in the comments what you guys thought of this episode. Again, are you feeling She-Hulk, and what do you think of the underwhelming courtroom fight with Titania? So yeah, let us know down below in the comments what you guys thought of the episode. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. We appreciate you guys all being here. We're at 612 subscribers. We're trying to get to 1,000 before the end of the year. So if you wouldn't mind smashing that like button and hitting that subscription and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything that we're posting later on. So appreciate you guys. Love you. See you later. Wait, what do I normally say? And we'll see you in the next video.